Okay, so I just got back home from my walk. I just also woke up not too long ago. And it's about 5 o'clock or something of p.m. and I knew I shouldn't have taken a nap this late in the afternoon because I'm gonna have a hard time falling asleep again. I think it has something to do with the way I used to sleep. I think because before when I used to work graveyard, well I haven't worked for almost 2 years now. The last time I ever actually worked was sometime in July 2016. So, like I mentioned before, I used to work at 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. So I would leave to work at 9 a.m., 9 p.m. or 9:30, and it only takes me about 15-20 minutes to get to work. But I like to leave early, just in case, you never know when there's like a car accident, traffic, things like that. Plus, I like to go to work a little early, get something to eat before I have to go work, and give myself some time to rest in my car. Because one thing I don't like to do is go to work when giving me giving myself only like 15-20 minutes to get to work. Then I'm gonna start stressing out. Am I gonna be able to get to work on time? Am I gonna be late? And then things like that. So I like to go to work early before, so I don't have to rush myself to get to work. Sometimes I know people will say, well, why do you like showing up to work early? Wouldn't you rather only show up 5-10 minutes early, not like 45 minutes early or something? I don't mind being 45 minutes early. But as far as just my sleeping, I mentioned this a few times. I have a hard time sleeping because I take naps, and when I take naps, sometimes I'll take a 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then there are times I'll take like an hour nap, and those hour naps are the ones that are hurting me. I mean, don't get me wrong, it feels good to sleep. Feels good to be able to sleep and things, but the only thing about that is, sleeping, taking a nap for an hour, around, late afternoon, and by the time I do want to fall asleep hopefully around 10 o'clock, I can't. I'll just be laying down, trying to sleep, and, then I can't sleep. That's one of my bad habits, is saying I'm gonna go sleep at 10. It's easy for me to just go lay down at 9 o'clock, and hopefully I'll fall asleep in like the next 15-20 minutes to an hour, but it never happens. And if last night I actually did fell asleep around, I don't know, 7 p.m. I woke up maybe an hour and a half later, and then I couldn't go back to sleep until like maybe 5 a.m. So I guess it's just like depending on what I'm doing the day, a couple of hours before I want to sleep. I guess if I can tire myself out, I can go to sleep. So I don't know, maybe next time I need to go for 2 walks, 3 walks. I don't know, maybe just to tire myself out, just so I can fall asleep. The reason why I can sleep better sometimes during the day than at night is when my body, from working at graveyard, even though, like I mentioned, I haven't worked for almost 2 years, is that I would sleep during the day when I used to work at night, and when I was off work, when I had my days off, I would sleep during the day as well. So it's like I kept that sleeping schedule for so long. Sometimes my body, even though has been so long that I work, it's like my body is so adjusted to those times that I sleep. So it's like hard for me to actually want to sleep. It's like when I get off of work at 6:30 a.m. before, I would get home around 7 a.m. By the time I get home, I'm so tired because I was at work, and then I can lay down 5-10 minutes, fell asleep. Or now if I'm tired, I can't fall asleep. And if I do fall asleep early, like 7 o'clock, I wake up in an hour, 2 hour. So that's why for me, I think the perfect time for me to like actually try to fall asleep would be 10 o'clock. I think that would be the best time for me to fall asleep, so I can hopefully sleep at least 6 to 8 hours and then wake up and get off my bed and not just like lay there. I like lately I've been falling asleep 4 or 5 a.m. and then I don't wake up until maybe I wake up around 10 a.m. or even 12 p.m. and then half of the day is already gone. Also, so that's one thing that I'm trying to do is go back to sleeping. Hopefully I can fall asleep around 10 o'clock. Don't drink water too late. Get off of my phone. Stay away from any screens like an hour before I go to sleep. Do something that relax my body, my mind, and hopefully I can just fall asleep. Today is the last day it's gonna be waiting for I don't know how long. So it's gonna start getting pretty nice and hot outside pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that, but at the same time I have to like adjust my body, get used to the heat again. That's one thing with anxiety. It takes you a while to get adjusted to one thing, and then when you're finally used to that weather, and then another season comes along, then you have to get your mind and body has to get used to that season, the next season again. So, but this past winter, I did a lot better than last winter. In the 2016 winter. So that's a plus. 2016 summer wasn't the best. Anyway, I'm gonna head back inside my house.